Hello, yogis, and welcome to our Wednesday Connect Restorative class. It's wonderful to have you here. So for today's practice, we're going to use props as we always do in our restorative class. And we want to utilize the props to help us relax the body. That's what restorative yoga is all about. It's putting the body into postures and then putting support in place in order to really let the body go, really let the body melt into that posture. So the props I would recommend for today would be 2 blocks. I have my other block here, a bolster, which can be a long, firm pillow, and a blanket, which I'm going to use my nice, soft Kundalini mat here. So we're going to start today in a supported fish pose, which is one of my absolute favorite restorative postures because how it opens up the chest and the heart space and the throat. So you may want to have your bolster behind you or a block. It's up to you. I'm going to do it today with the block, which offers the most opening in the body. If you want something a little bit more gentle, I would recommend the bolster. So extend your legs out in front of you. Have your blanket underneath your low back just for a little bit of extra comfort, a little bit of extra cushion on the low back. And you can start to walk yourself back, finding that block. And then ideally, you tilt your chin and your head, the crown of your head touches the floor. So I'm actually going to shift my block a little bit more down toward my hips. And there we go. That's the spot. So if you draw the shoulder blades together, you should feel that block right in between the shoulder blades. Let your body fully release and relax, taking any kind of organic adjustments or shifts in the body to help create that relaxation. So I invite you to let the crown of the head connect to the floor and really tilt through the chin, opening up through the throat. Let your shoulders fall away from your ears and invite in conscious and intentional relaxation and release. Quite often in our bodies, we're not even aware that we're holding tension, and we are. So see if you can really allow every part of the body to release and relax. The shoulders, the chest, the fingers. Connect to the breath. Feel the inhale expand and the exhale release. Let's take a few deep breaths, sending the breath into the chest, into the belly. Fully expand through the front line of the body. And then fully release. Inhale, feel the expansion. And exhale, feel the release. Take a few more. You can stay exactly as you are, or you may want to bring a little bit of movement into the arms. So maybe lifting the arms up toward the ceiling and then maybe shifting from side to side. This is gently opening up through the shoulder blades. And then extend your arms maybe overhead and bring some movement in. Anything that feels good and organic in the body. And let's bring our hands down into the mat. Slowly, gently press your upper body up. Roll the hands forward. Open them up. Bring the shoulder blades toward one another. Roll the hands forward. Bring the arms behind. One more. Come forward and draw the hands back. Let the hands come onto the shins. Inhale, shine the chest forward. Exhale, round your spine. Inhale, arch and lift. Exhale, round. One more. Inhale, arch and lift. Exhale, round. And come through center. Let's take both blocks and place them on either side of the mat, kind of at knee level, maybe a little bit above. And let's place the bolster next to us, more toward the top part of the body. And then let's reach forward, point the toes, slow and controlled. Come all the way down to your back, keeping that blanket underneath the low back for that little bit of extra comfort. Let's bring the right knee out to the right, coming into our fallen tree pose. For my fallen tree pose, I'm going to cactus out the arms, opening up through the chest a little bit more, letting that right knee fall out. Come back to your breath and take a couple deep breaths here. See if there's anywhere that you can invite in relaxation and release into the body. Inhales and exhales through the nose. Take the right knee, draw it into the front line. Take a moment Let the hands come onto the knee. Create some compression through that right hip flexor. Let's take an inhale. And on your exhale, let's come into a twist, taking that right leg across the body, finding either the block, the bolster, or both, and extend your right hand out to the right. Now, if that feels like too much through your low back, through your hip, you can always lift the right shoulder off. It's completely up to you. If you keep that right shoulder down, send your breath into the belly. Let's take a few more deep breaths here with every exhale. See if there's any release that you can bring into the body. Draw the right knee through center. Take a moment, squeeze it into the front line. And then extend that right leg out long. Bring the left foot to the inside edge of the right leg, coming into that fallen tree. For this fallen tree, for this side, I'm going to extend my arms out and come into Gyan Mudra, bringing the pointer finger and thumb to touch. Gyan Mudra is the wisdom mudra, tapping into that inner wisdom, that intuition, that inner knowing. Come back to your breath, inhales and exhales through the nose. Something I find so interesting about restorative yoga is that it feels like we're doing nothing. It feels like we're just lying on the floor. And what's even more interesting is that in our society, we're programmed to believe that there's something wrong with doing nothing. But really, what's happening in this posture is we're bringing in release, relaxation, stillness, mindfulness. We're opening up through the left hip. We're lengthening out through the right side. We're helping to correct our posture by having the spine supported and connected stably to the floor. We're connecting to our intuition. We're focused on our breath awareness. There is so much happening, but sometimes it can feel, or we can judge it like it's nothing. So just know that your restorative practice, it benefits not only your time on your mat, but also your time off of your mat. It is so important physically, mentally, and emotionally. Let's take the bolster and bring it to the opposite side of the body. And bring the left knee in. You can wrap the knee around, create a little bit of compression through that left hip flexor. And then guide the knee across the body. You can find that bolster, that pillow, maybe the block. And you can extend your left hand out, keeping the left hand down, gazing to the left. Come back to your breath. Connect to your breath. Focus on the inhale and the exhale. Let the breath create that pressurized system in the belly. And slowly, gently draw that left knee back through center. Take a moment, squeeze it into the front line. Extend it out. Let's bring both knees together in toward the chest. Gently rock from side to side. Bring the hands onto the knees and do some circles outward. Feeling into the range of motion through the hips. Let's change direction. Grab the backs of the legs, rock yourself up into a seated position. And we're going to set ourselves up for Stonehenge. So taking both of your blocks, and you decide what height setting. I'm going to use the medium height setting today, and then place the bolster on top. And then place your legs on top of the bolster. Kind of shimmy yourself forward a little bit. And let the low back connect to the floor. I invite you to flip your palms, palm facing up, and spread your fingers out wide. Close down your eyes and really allow yourself to settle in, to sink in, to let go. Connect to those inhales and exhales through the nose. Connect to your breath. Really allow yourself to fully release and let go. Observing your thoughts, knowing that you're more than your thoughts, you're more than your feelings, you're more than your physical self. I encourage you to ask yourself in this moment, how relaxed do I feel right now? How relaxed do I feel right now, physically, mentally, emotionally? Just taking a moment to acknowledge how this practice really affects you. And I want you to know that no matter what or how it does, it is absolutely okay. There is no wrong answer. If you don't feel relaxed, that's absolutely okay. If it's hard for you to relax, if you're finally coming to that place of letting go, start to wiggle your fingers and toes, roll out your wrists and your ankles. Draw your knees towards your chest. Once again, gently rock side to side. Bring your hands onto your knees, do some circles, bringing the knees apart and together, apart and together. Change direction, together and apart, together and apart. Grab the backs of your legs, rock yourself up, be mindful of your props. You can open up the legs. And we're setting up for our final resting pose, Shavasana. So for my Shavasana today, I'm going to take my bolster and lay it underneath my head, letting my back come down, hands come down by my side. You can utilize the props in any way that feels good for you, and you can find a Shavasana that feels good for you. Taking any kind of little organic movements and wiggles, utilizing your props, not utilizing your props. We're going to allow ourselves to fully release, let go, relax for the next 3 full minutes. As we come into this final pose, let's take 3 rounds of balanced breath. Inhale through the nose, count up your inhale and pause at the top. Count down your exhale for the same count. 2 more. Return to a natural rhythm of breath. And let yourself fully relax. Let's take 3 more rounds of balanced breath. Count your inhale up and your exhale down. And your inhale up and your exhale down. Last one. Wiggle your fingers, draw your knees in toward your chest, gently rock side to side. Maybe do circles with the knees, both directions. Maybe grab the backs of your legs, rock yourself up into an easy seat, cross-legged. You can press your palms together, tuck your chin to your chest. Taking a moment to be grateful for this time that you spent on your mat, rejuvenating, relaxing, being intentional and mindful. Being grateful for whatever comes next in the day, having excited anticipation that miracles and wonderful things are going to happen. Planting that seed, opening the heart, opening the eyes, and opening the hands to receive. Thank you so much for being here, for being a part of this community. The light, the love, the wisdom in me sees, honors, reflects, and encourages the light, the love, the wisdom in you. Namaste. If you liked this class, be sure to share it, save it, favorite it, depending on what platform you're watching on. I hope to see you again on your mats very, very soon. And until then, may your light be your guide.